And now, from 12 Studios, this is News 12 Now.
And I use the word, it's beautiful.
So exciting to be here and greet the children this morning and meet their parents.
David was formerly a Sherman ISD principal, and Paula spent 21 years in education as a Dillingham intermediate teacher. Tonight on News 12, we'll have your top need-to-knows for Sherman ISD and hear from students about their first day. Now, Ada City schools also had their first day today, and the students most excited in particular were the high schoolers. The class of 2026 showed up bright and early to the high school stadium to celebrate the first of many lasts. Senior Sunrise proved to be a very bittersweet moment for the seniors.
I am very, very sad about that. I think it's crazy how fast it got here. I know people say it gets here fast, and it really got here fast. I can just remember my sophomore year and being like, wow, that's so far away. And now this year I'm parking in the senior lot, and it's just crazy.
Other students arrived to the high school at 8 a.m. prepared and excited for the academic school year. As they arrived, drivers were reminded about school zones coming back in many areas and how careful you really need to be. Sherman police say drivers can get complacent during summer months, but that you need to be extra careful right now.
Their speed, paying attention to other people, not following too close, making sure their cell phones are not being used during school zones. Those are the most important things we got to watch for.
All right, now we are going to take a long look about a lot more things that are happening here in Texoma and for the new school year. But first, we're going to take a little bit of a break, so stay with us. Sorry about that. Hello, welcome back. Sorry about that. No, we had a little bit of technical issue. We updated our computers recently, which has given us a lot more capabilities, which I'm very excited for us to get to show you. But it does mean that we are having a few technical issues, so thank you for sticking with us. Now, going back to talking about the new school year means new rules for Sherman ISD, and therefore a change that your local school might also have. Now, Sherman ISD has a new cell phone policy based on the new statewide law. That's right, the Texas cell phone ban is in full force. Now in Sherman, that means devices need to be turned off and then either in lockers or backpacks throughout the day. Devices are only allowed on after the final bell, and then any visible possession will result in them being taken away, along with disciplinary action. Now, you could have gotten a sneak peek into all of this info. Yes, that's right, the beginning of Sherman's first day of school, the beginning of Ada's, and then anything that you wanted to know about the parking and the new cell phone stuff if you followed us on Instagram, because when our reporters do lives, we post exclusive videos there so that people who follow us get the first peak. So make sure to go over to KXII News 12 on Instagram so that you don't miss out tomorrow, because we will be having lots more lives tomorrow as even more schools around the Texoma area open up. Now, lawmakers, in reference to the cell phone ban, say that this whole thing is hoping to improve student performance in class and then also just overall mental health. But some school years are getting off to a little bit of an interesting start. Starting off, an election held in Oklahoma yesterday included a $1.4 million bond proposal from Coleman Public Schools, and it failed. Now, school administrators have said that the growing district needed money for a new, bigger cafeteria, but it would have cost taxpayers more in property taxes. Now, like I said, that proposal did not pass, with over 60% voting against it. Now, for one Texoma teacher headed back to school this year, it will be a new start in a very unique way. After graduating from Texas Women's University, Sarah Beaver, a former Neblet Knight, is kicking off her career in the same first grade classroom where she once was a student. And to make things even more full circle, the first grade teacher she had is just down the hall from where Beaver is now teaching.
I've always had great mentor teachers. I interned here when I was in high school, so I mean, it really became like full circle for me. It's always felt like home. The teachers really made it like that.
That is just so adorable. Now, while we broke the mold and focused just on school starting back up here for our first little section, that does not mean that nothing else was going on in Texoma. A big highway crash, active crime scene, and a new dog attack have been keeping us all very busy this morning here in the newsroom. So make sure that you do not swipe away, because after this break, don't worry, it'll be a short one, we are going to go over all of your Texoma headlines. Hello and welcome back to News 12 Now. We are now diving into your local and regional headlines. In Whitewright this morning, a medical helicopter was called out for a fiery crash involving several semi-trucks. It happened on Highway 160 near Desert Lake Road. Our crews saw at least 3 trucks in the crash, with one flipped in the road and 2 others in a ditch. Bystanders say that one person was air-vacked. We're working on to learn more about what happened. Then another news story, a man was injured and a dog had to be put down after an attack in Sherman last night. It happened around 6 on North Crockett Street. Police say that a 74-year-old man was bitten several times, and when the dog charged at officers, one dog was shot. Now it had to be put down and the other dogs were taken away by animal control. The man was taken to the hospital and treated for his injuries. Then Sherman police are asking people to avoid an area off Vietnam Veterans Parkway. There's a large police presence on scene. Police say only one person is in custody, but no details right now are being revealed on what led up to their arrest. This is a developing story, and we'll be bringing you more information as soon as we get it. A home was struck by lightning yesterday morning. It happened just after 3 a.m. The Gunner Fire Department says that they used a thermal camera to locate the site of the strike on the roof and went in through an interior wall to make sure that it was completely put out. Thankfully, there wasn't much damage and the family was able to return home. No one was injured. Now, expanding a little bit to our regional news, the man suspected of killing 3 people outside of a Target in Austin, Texas Monday, was arrested after he was found naked after crashing a car while trying to run from police. 32-year-old Ethan Nigira is reported to have a history of mental health issues. Austin police say that the victims seem to have been chosen at random, and it included a 4-year-old girl.
What happened yesterday was an unprovoked and deliberate attack, a deliberate act of violence. Innocent lives were taken in broad daylight in a place where people should feel safe to run their everyday errands and to live their everyday lives.
There being 95 members present, a quorum is not present. If we still do not have quorum on Friday, the House and the Senate will sine die this session, and the governor will immediately issue a proclamation for a second called special session.
The House will reconvene at 10 Friday morning. The Texas Senate passed the redistricting bill yesterday, but it can't advance to the governor without passing in the House. Now, don't go away. We're still going to have lots to talk about back in Texoma land, with many new projects in the works for our growing area, including one that is supposed to be worth more than $400 million. So, don't exit out now. Welcome back to News 12 Now. Let's talk about some big moves happening in Texoma development. The fight against a rock crusher in Denison continued last night in a different format than normal. The hearing was supposed to be in June, but after a man threatened the meeting, it was canceled and rescheduled online. The Grayson County Republican office played host to a hearing watch party of sorts. Residents and local leaders gathered to attend the hearing together, asking questions and leaving comments for the record.
These are real people, real families with real consequences. So the prayers for them and for the permit to be denied.
The TCEQ now has a month to issue a decision. Plans for a new $400 million hospital in Sherman were announced yesterday. The Community Hospital Corporation says a state-of-the-art nonprofit acute care hospital will be built inside the Heritage Ranch community near 82 and 1417. Heritage Regional Medical Center will open with 100 inpatient beds with the capacity to add 200 more. It'll employ over 400 people initially and over 1,000 after future expansion. On Monday, the Ardmore Police Department began preliminary work to prepare for their brand new station. The new station will feature integrated classrooms for training, more space for their officers, and a storm-safe dispatch center. The new facility will be dedicated solely to public safety operations, so all public services will be under one roof.
And what that means to the citizens is they'll be able to go to one place and get police records and police service and a policeman to talk to.
The city of Ardmore can expect the new facility to be completed as early as November 2026. Then the city of Denison has new plans to accommodate its two-legged and four-legged residents. The Park and Main Street departments are teaming up to build a new dog park at Forest Park near downtown. The park has plenty of space and hosts several events already, making it a great spot for pets to roam around. And with more and more people moving downtown, this city is excited about what this could bring.
If you'll come downtown at night, you'll notice a lot of people just from area neighborhoods are walking their dogs. It's just a good place to walk, and so this would be an extension of that.
They hope to start working on the park next month and finish in November. Then a new grocery store could be coming to Durant. In a statement to News 12, a spokesperson said that the city is working towards a significant investment. In Albertsons. The city said that there is still a lot of work to be done, but that the item on Monday's council agenda is an important milestone in what could become a substantial addition in Durant. Albertsons has over 2,000 stores across the U.S. with about 300,000 employees. Rural Grayson County residents will vote on a new sales tax this November. This tax would only apply to purchases made in unincorporated parts of the county. Yesterday, commissioners met to reword the proposal after residents complained that it was too vague.
You know, we're not perfect, so that we brought our first iteration to court last week, and there were some concerns in the public and also on the commissioner's court, so we tweaked it to make sure it still fits, and it tries to be very clear.
The sales proposal is intended to fund fire and emergency medical services for rural parts of the county. Then the city of Durant will also be flooded with sweet sounds coming next month. They will be hosting the 15th annual Fall Concert Series. Performances will be held in the town square starting September 18th, with gates opening at 6 at night. Now, that's all for this News 12 Now. Thank you for sticking with us. Make sure to join us again here tomorrow, same time, same place. Then, if you can't get enough, make sure to tune in to Channel 12 later this afternoon for the 4, 5, and 6 to stay updated with everything going on in Texoma land. Now, did you feel like any of our stories could use a bit of a deeper dive? Check out our website, KXII.com, for more information on everything that we cover. Also, make sure that you're following our Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, and TikTok. There, like I said earlier, you'll find exclusive content, consistent updates, and our past stories. So, we'll see you tomorrow, Texoma.